Good afternoon, students.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, on and all. So, in last class, we discussed in complex analysis. So, just we discussed a few concepts that is analytic function and then CR equations, the necessary conditions for a function to be analytic, that is CR equations. And we discussed a few problems based on those concepts, continuity, differentiability, and analyticity of the function. So in today's class, I'm going to continue the same concepts, that is complex analysis. Just I will discuss the complex integration. After that, I'll start the, probability. So that's also very important only. So first, before going to that, first I'll discuss the audible, students.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So just assume you're familiar with the integration. You know how to integrate the real valued function. So with that, what's that knowledge, you can move on to complex integration. Otherwise, without knowing the real valued function integration, you can't get anything. So that's why. So real valued function integration means you know how to integrate any function. You know so many formulas regarding integration. That is integration of polynomial function, trigonometric function, hyperbolic function, as well as some few important what is that functions. So many functions, so many formulas, even how to integrate by using substitution method or any other methods by using parts formula. So many things you are already studying. With that knowledge, we can move into complex integration. In that complex integration, already familiar with the complex number. Complex number means it will be having both real and imaginary part. So now, how to integrate that complex valued function? Complex valued function means whenever it's having real part as well as imaginary part, so then we can call that one as complex valued function. Just I'll use that 1 minute. Students, actually they upgraded Zoom app, but for in this one, I'm not getting what's that whiteboard option only I'm not getting. That is the why. So I tried all the options, even I tried with the notepad. If I'm writing in that one means it's not visible only here. That's the problem. But if I want to explain only on PDF means it's difficult for you guys to catch. That's the main problem. That's why I'm trying. Even with the other faculties also I inquired. So ma'am just went to inquire with HOD. Just let him answer first attendance. Won't all present here. EC, from EC anybody? From Tribali? From CSE? From Civil? Am I audible, students?
Yes, sir. Sir, from EC, Arshita, sir.
From EC Arshita. Okay.
Sir, from EC Roja, sir.
Roja.
Yeah.
Okay, next from Tribali. From CSC also I think nobody. From Civil. From Civil anybody? And then from Mechanical.
Sir, Vignesh sir, 121.
Vignesh. And then
Sir,
anybody?
Shivraj.
Shivraj.
Yes, sir.
Shivraj Z. Okay.
ನಿಮ್ಮ ಲೈಸೆನ್ಸ್ಡ್ ವರ್ಷನ್ ಐ ಮೀನ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜೂನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಅದೇ ಥರ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆಯಾ
ಅದೇ ಥರ.
ಅದೇ ಥರ ಸೇಮ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆಯಾ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಸ್ಟೈಲಿಂಗ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಅ ವೈಟ್ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ನಾರ್ಮಲಿ ಪೋಡಿಯಂನ ಇಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ವೈಟ್ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ನ ಪ್ರೊಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಬರೆಯೋ ಥರ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ನಾನು ಬೇರೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ನ ವೈಟ್ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಅರೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ನಿಮ್ಮದು ಆನ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ವಿಡಿಯೋನ
Okay.
ವೈಟ್ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ನ ವೆನ್ ಗಿವ್ ಯು ಪೋಡಿಯಂ ಹಿಯರ್ ಸೊ ದ ಕ್ಯಾಮರಾ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಫೋಕಸಿಂಗ್ ಟು ದ ವೈಟ್ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಆ ಪೋರ್ಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಇಟ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದಟ್ಸ್ ದ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ Okay, I just sent the classroom speak.
ಬಟ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕಾಣುತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳಬೇಕು. ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಸಿಬಲ್ ಬೋರ್ಡ್? They will not respond. Is it visible, students, board?
Yes, sir. Sir, a little bit left side, sir. Little bit left side.
Left side. One minute. Okay, madam. Is it fine now?
Okay, sir. Fine, fine.
The function is clear, right? Writing?
F of Z, yes, sir.
Yeah, f of z. Let f of z equals u plus ib be any function. So then the integration of this one, in case if you want to integrate this function f of z dz with respect to z, then we have to integrate this function u plus ib with respect to dz, right? So here u and v are nothing but the functions of xy. U and v are functions of x comma y, right? So now there will be a region in the some particular region you have to integrate. For example, just to consider mod z equals 1. So what it will indicate? Mod z equals 1.
Sir, your voice become a little bit low, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so let me tell mod z equals 1. What it will indicate? Mod z equals 1. Mod z equals 1. So because the region of integration usually with the, in terms of mod z, it may be modulus of z minus a or something they will give. So which is equals to some constant will be there. So what this indicates? Mod z equals 1. Is it a straight line or is it a parabola or is it a circle? So because if you know this, what this function indicates means then you can integrate it easily. Otherwise it's difficult. What it will indicate? Any idea?
Sir,
Yes.
sir, your voice is a little bit low only, sir, actually. Sorry, sir.
Vignesh. So that's the network issue, Vignesh. I don't know where
It's okay, sir. It's okay, sir.
they are telling it's breaking. That's So just to see this function mod z equals 1. What type of curve this is? Can you guess?
Sir,
Yes.
both
Yes, Vignesh.
mod z, sir, both real and imagined. So
Mod z equals 1. What's the name of that curve? You know the definition of mod z, right?
yes, sir.
So what we can write in place of mod z? What we can write?
Square root of x
Conti-
square
yes,
plus
sir.
y square.
Square root of x square plus y square, which is equals to 1, right? So now you square on both sides. What it will become? X square plus y square, which is equals to 1, right? So what it indicates? X square
Yes, sir.
plus y square
X
equals
minus
1.
iy.
X minus,
No, mod z is equal to root of a, sir. X square plus y
yeah,
square.
root of x square plus y square. If you square it to both sides, means it will become x square plus y square equals 1. Right. So now this x square plus y square equals 1. This is in the standard form. What's the name of that curve?
Analytic function, sir.
No. I'm asking what's the name of that curve. I'm not asking the what type of function it is. Name of the curve.
Ne-
Yes.
Name of what, sir? Like,
Yeah. What's the so you know y equals mx plus c, right? What's the name of this curve? Y equals mx plus c. It's straight line equation, right? Y equals mx plus c. Am I audible?
hotspot on one.
Y equals mx plus c. If you have taken this one, means this will indicate the straight line, right?
Yes, sir.
So similarly, x square plus y square equals 1. What it will indicate this curve?
Sir.
What's the equation of circle? Anybody? What's the equation of circle? What's the equation of circle?
I minus h square
Y minus h square plus,
plus y minus k
not y minus, x minus k whole square.
square equal to r square.
You can take x minus h whole square plus y minus k whole square, which is equal to r square. So this indicates a circle with center h comma k and radius r. So if you put h and k equals to 0 means this will become x square plus y square, which is equals to r square, right?
Yes, sir.
So now this will indicate what? This will indicate a circle with radius r and center r is in, right? This indicates a circle with center r is in and radius r. Now you compare these two equations, this one and this one.
R square is equal to 1, sir.
R square equals to 1, right? R square equals to 1 means the value of radius is 1, right? So this will indicate a circle with center r is in and radius 1.
Okay, sir.
So now if you have taken mod z equals to 2 means, so it will indicate a circle with radius 2. With radius 2 and center r is in, right? So so while integrating that one, in case if you want to apply any complex theorem or complex Cauchy's integral theorem or Cauchy's theorem or Cauchy's residue theorem, you should know these things. So these are the basic things. We will use these basic things to evaluate any complex valued integral. Is it clear? Mod z equals to 2 means this will indicate a circle with center r is in and radius 2. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So now we can write this one as one more, they may give as z minus modulus of z minus z naught equals some value of the radius, let it be 2. Modulus of z minus z naught equals to 2. So just to see this one. So this will indicate a circle with center z naught. The center of the circle will be z naught and radius will be 2. Okay?
It will be Z naught, sir.
Z naught is nothing but center point. So just we have taken here h comma k, right? So like that. So Z naught will be some complex number. So in case if it is origin is there means, for example, just 1 minute. So if you want to draw a circle with radius 1 and origin, center as origin means, so the curved circle will be like this, right? So here, this is the center, that is 0, 0. So this will indicate mod z equals 1. So the radius of this curve is 1, r equals 1. So now the same unit circle only I will consider, but the point will be different. Okay, so just I'll consider this is the center of the circle. So if you want to draw a circle here means the radius is same, r equals to 1. So the only thing is center of the circle is changed, right?
Yes, sir.
So this point is nothing but z naught. The center of this new circle, this is nothing but z naught. So then we can indicate this one by modulus of z minus z naught.
Z minus Z naught.
Which is equals to 1. Understood?
Yes, sir.
So now just to consider the circle with center origin and radius 2. So if they given some z equals to is a point means, so that will lies here, right?
Yes, sir.
So and if they given some z equals 0.5 means that will lies here, z equals 0.5, right? They may give z equals 2i, so then it will come here. 2i means, so you have to take in the y coordinate. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So out of these points, which is lies inside and which are lies outside?
Sir, what, sir?
So which points are lies inside the circle and which points lies outside the circle?
0.5 inside and 2 outside.
Yes. So just I mentioned z equals to 1 point, z equals 0.5, another point, z equals 2i, one more point. So out of these 3 points, which point lies inside and which points
0.5,
lies
sir.
outside? Yes.
0.5 lies inside, sir. 2 lies outside, sir.
0.5 lies inside. So these 2 points lies outside. Right.
Yes, sir.
So now just take the function. Okay, just I'll take the function 1 by z minus 2. F of z equals z minus 2. We have to integrate this function f of z equals 1 by z minus 2 in the region mod z equals 1. In the region mod z equals to 1. So now first you tell me, is it this function f of z, is it analytic? Is it analytic? F of z equals 1 by z minus 2. Is it analytic or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes? I explained the analytic function, how it will works. So in last class, last week, I explained that one. Even we discussed so many
Continuous
problems.
and differentiable, sir.
It's differentiable. I'm not asking about differentiability, analyticity. Is it analytic or not? So this function is what? Rational function, right? So if it is not analytic, at which point it is not analytic? Tell me.
Sir, at 2, sir.
At z equals to, the function is not analytic, right? At z equals to. Apart from z equals to 2, the function is analytic everywhere in the complex plane, right?
Yes, sir.
So if you have taken the region of integration is mod z equals to 1, the region of integration is mod z equals to 1, then definitely this function f of z equals 1 by z minus 2, it will be analytic inside the curve. So this will be mod z equals 1. So since it is not analytic only at this point 2, so the point where the function is not analytic, it lies outside. So that means the function will be analytic inside the curve. Right? Understood?
Yes, sir.
So Cauchy's theorem, according to Cauchy's theorem statement, what we can write means, if the function f of z, if f of z equals u plus iv, f of z equals u plus iv is analytic, inside and on all points of a closed curve C, then integral over C f of z dz equals to 0. Okay. So this is the statement of Cauchy's theorem. If the function, any complex valued function f of z equals u plus iv is analytic inside and on all points of a closed curve C, then without calculating any integration value, directly we can write the value of that integral will be 0 according to Cauchy's theorem. Understood? Best example, whatever I told. So just I'll take curve is mod z equals to 1. So mod z equals to 1 means it will indicate the circle with center, origin and radius 1. And I'll consider the function f of z as 1 by z minus 2 dz. So definitely the function will be analytic inside and on all points of a closed curve mod z equals 1. So that means without finding the value of this integral, we can write the value of this integral is 0. Understood?
Sir, but why like 0, sir? Directly I will write, sir.
Even if you are finding manually also, you will get 0 only.
Okay, sir.
Okay, mod z equals to 1 means what's that indicating? Circle. You have to sketch the diagram. So just you have to take circle. The function is 1 by z minus 2 is there. 1 by z minus 2 means it will be x plus iy minus 2. So just you have to write this one as 1 by x plus 2 plus iy. So just you have to factorize this one just by multiplying by z bar. So it will become x minus 2 plus x plus 2 minus iy by x plus 2 minus iy. So by multiplying this one, you can split the real and imaginary part. After that, based on the curve, you have to take the substitution for y in terms of x. So if you have done all these circles means, at the end you will come out with the answer 0.
Okay, sir.
So instead of doing all these circles, so if you know the what's that statement of the Cauchy's theorem, so by using that one directly you can select the option, that is the value of this integral will be 0. Okay. Understood this one? Just I'll consider one more example. If the function is f of z equals 1 by z minus 1 into z plus 2. We have to integrate this one over the curve mod z equals to 3, 1 by z minus 1, z plus 2 dz. So can you apply the Cauchy's theorem statement now for this problem?
No, sir. First we have to simplify that, sir.
First we have to
Simplify that, 1 by z minus 1 by into
just
z
you are
plus 2.
taking applying partial fraction now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll tell that thing. So before going to that, first you tell me whether based on what's that Cauchy's theorem, can we conclude this one anything whether it will be 0 or not? So that is the whatever you are telling, that is the what's that solving technique you are telling. By using the partial fractions, just you have to split that one into 1 by z minus 1 plus a by z minus 1 plus b by z plus 2. Later you can solve it, right?
Yes, sir.
So now my question is, can we apply the Cauchy's integration, Cauchy's what's that integral theorem or not for this question? If we can apply means the value of this one definitely it will be 0. In case if it's not possible, then what will be the reason?
Sir,
Yes.
2 points are there, no, sir.
There are 2 points, that's not the issue.
Analytic side, sir.
So the curve is mod z equals 3, right? Mod z equals 3. So point, this is the 1, this is the 2, this is the point 3, okay? Let it be point 3. So both the points z equals to 1 and z equals minus 2, it will come here. Z equals minus 2 means it will come here.
Both are inside, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, both points lies inside. So that means
Inside the curve.
apply the
0.
Cauchy's theorem.
Yes, sir.
If it is analytic everywhere inside the given curve, then we can say that according to Cauchy's theorem, it will be 0.
Yes, sir.
Since the points lies inside, we can't apply this Cauchy's theorem. Understood?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So now, how we can, what's that? How we can evaluate means just we have to use the Cauchy's integral formula. Cauchy's integral formula. It will be the statement of Cauchy's integral formula is if f of
Z.
if f of z is analytic inside and on all points of a closed curve C, then integral over C f of z by z minus a dz, which is equals to 2 pi I into f of a. So this is the statement of Cauchy's integral formula. So here you may observe we already assumed that the function f of z is analytic everywhere inside and on all points of a closed curve. But if we consider the function f of z by z minus a means, so this will be analytic everywhere except at z equals to a, right? So this will not be analytic at the point z equals to a. In case this point lies inside, then you have to go through the Cauchy's integral formula. And the value of this integral will be 2 pi I into f of a. F of a means just you have to substitute z equals a here, then you will get the function f of a. Is it clear? Is it clear statement?
So one more time, sir. Sorry, sir.
So just I considered one function f of z, which is
Okay, sir.
analytic everywhere inside and on all points of a closed curve C. Then, so but here in integrand I am not considered only f of z. If you consider only f of z means according to which one? According to what's that? Cauchy's theorem, we can write this value as 0. But I have considered f of z by z minus a in the integrand case, right? So then this will not be analytic at the point z equals to a. This is the exceptional point. So if this point z equals a, if it lies outside, then we can write this value as 0. If it lies inside, then you have to apply the Cauchy's integral formula that will be given by 2 pi I into f of a. F of a is nothing but just you have to replace z by a in this integrand function f of z. Okay?
Okay, sir.
So just to consider the same function, z square by z minus 1 into z plus 2
Z minus
with respect to z, where the curve is mod z equals 1.5. So now which points lies inside the circle and which point lies outside the circle? First you tell me.
minus 1 lies inside the circle, sir.
Yeah,
2 lies
Z
outside the circle.
minus 1 means z equals 1 lies inside. Lies inside. And z equals to
Outside.
lies outside. Okay. So now I'll consider the function f of z as z square by z plus 2. Since the function, this function z square by z plus 2, it will be analytic everywhere inside the curve mod z equals 1.5.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes,
So
sir.
then according to statement of the Cauchy's integral formula, what we can write, integral over f of z dz is by z minus 1. So if you multiply it by z minus 1 means this here also you have to multiply by z minus 1, which will be equals to 2 pi I into f of 1. Right? So what we taken f of z as z square by z plus 2. If we replace z by 1 means f of t will be 1 by 3. Right? So now you substitute the value of f of 1, that is 2 pi I by 3. So this is the required value of the integral. Is it clear?
1 minute, sir.
What, Vignesh?
1 minute, sir. Fine, sir.
Okay. So now in the denominator, there is only one power is there. So in case sometimes it may be power more than 1 also. For example, if you take an z minus a whole square. In that case, the Cauchy's integral formula will become 2 pi I into f dash of a. In case if it is integral over c, f of z by z minus a whole cube with respect to z, then it will be 2 pi I into f double dash of a. In general, the Cauchy's integral formula is integral over c f of z by z minus a whole power n plus 1 with respect to z is 2 pi I by n factorial into fn of a. Fn of a will indicates nth derivative of the function at the point a. Okay? So this is the general formula of Cauchy's integral formula. You should remember this one. Cauchy's integral formula. This is the Cauchy's integral formula. Is it clear? Just I will consider one example based on this Cauchy's integral formula.
Okay, sir.
Now, integral over z plus 1 whole square divided by z minus 1 cube into z minus 1 whole cube, where the curve is mod z equals 1.5. Now, is it function analytic everywhere? It is z plus 1 whole square, z plus 1 whole square by z minus 1 whole cube with respect to z, where the circle, the region of integration is mod z equals 1.5. Which is the exceptional point? At which point the function is not analytic?
Sir, all points are analytical, sir.
So just to see the denominator.
-1, sir.
Yeah, at z equals 1, is it function defined?
Yes, sir.
Is it function defined? This integrand function, if you put z equals 1 means what it will become? Denominator.
1, no, sir. 0.
It's not defined, right? So that means
Yes, sir.
function is analytic everywhere except at the point z equals 1.
Yes, sir.
So that means we have to apply the Cauchy's integral formula, and it is given by what? If it is power 3 is there means the value of this one will be equals to 2 pi I by 2 factorial, n minus 1 factorial. So just here n plus 1. N plus 1 means n value is 2. That's why 2 factorial into f double dash of 1. Right?
Yes, sir.
So now we have to leave this one. Okay. So remaining function, we have to take it for the function f of z. F of z equals z plus 1 whole square. We have to find out the second derivative of this one. F dash of z will become, the derivative of z plus 1 whole square is 2 times z plus 1. Okay. And one more derivative. Second order derivative is f double dash of z is 2. So just the f double dash of z. In this one, if you put 1 means z equals 1 means since it is constant, it won't change anything. It will be 2 only. So the value of this one will become 2 pi I by 2 factorial. 2 factorial is 2 only. So this will get cancelled. F double dash of 1 is 2. So the value of the integral will become 2 pi I. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So just I'll give one more example. So just to tell me answer for that one. Integral over C z square plus z plus 1 divided by z minus 1 whole cube yeah, this much enough. Where C is mod z equals 2. Where C, the curve C is defined by mod z equals 2. So tell me the answer for this one.
Okay, sir.
So just try this one. What's the answer? Vignesh?
So one, sir.
One na?
Sir.
So z equals 1, this is the exceptional point, right? At the point
Yes,
z
sir.
equals 1, the function is not analytic.
Analytic.
Okay, so remaining thing we can take it for the function f of z. F of z equals, let it be
Z square plus Z plus 1.
1. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, so there is power 3 is there. So that means according to Cauchy's integral,
Sir, the answer is same as
this will
2
be
pi
integral
I.
formula. It will become mod z equals to z square plus z plus 1 divided by z minus 1 whole cube will be equals to 2 pi I by 2 factorial. So since the value of n is 2 by 2 factorial into f double dash of 1. Right. So now we have to find out f double dash of 1. So find out the function is f of z equals z square plus z plus 1. If you
Z
differentiate
square plus Z plus 1.
f dash of z will be
2Z plus 1.
plus 1. So the double derivative of this
2Z.
with respect to z is 2. If you substitute f double dash of, if you replace z by 1 means it will be 2 only. So then it will become once again 2 pi I. Okay.
Yes, sir.
In case any function in the denominator is there means, so you have to apply the u by v rule while finding the derivative. For example, if it is here, z plus 3 is there means, so at the point z equals minus 3, the function is not analytic, but this point
Yes, sir.
outside. Right, for mod z equals to 2, z equals minus 3, which lies outside the circle. That's why here, for this type of problem, you have to take z square plus z plus 1 by z plus 3 is the function f of z. Then, while finding the derivative, just you have to apply the u by v rule to find out the derivative of this one. Is it clear?
One minute, sir. Till that finding f double dash of z equal to 2 fine, sir. Afterwards, various like 2 pi I have we got, sir.
Yeah, here we have to substitute. This is the f double dash of 1, right?
Yes, sir. 2. Okay, sir. Fine, sir.
2 will get cancelled, it will become 2 pi I.
Okay, sir.
Because if it is to constant means, even if you replace z by anything means, it will be same constant function. It won't change anything.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, understood this Cauchy's integral formula?
Okay, sir. Fine, sir.
So next concept is singularities, because based on singularities, we will study what is the Cauchy's residue theorem. If you want to apply the Cauchy's residue theorem means, you should know what are the singularities. So by using the singularities, because if you want to find out the residue means, you are going to find out the residue only at the poles. We can't find out at other points. So that's why you should know what are the singularities. So singularities are mainly classified into 2 types. One is isolated singularity and one more is non-isolated singularity. Singularity is nothing but what means the function where it is not analytic, that is nothing but singular point or singularity of a function. For example, if you consider 1 by z, this function is analytic everywhere except at z equals to 0. This function, the point, so for the function 1 by z, point z equals to 0 is nothing but singular point. So if you consider 1 by z minus 1 into z minus 2, this function analytic everywhere except at the point z equals 1 and z equals 2. So these points z equals 1, 2. So these are nothing but the singular points. Okay?
Okay.
So otherwise, just how we can define means the zeros of the denominator, if it is a rational function, then zeros of the denominator are nothing but the singularity of the given function. Is it clear definition?
Yes, sir.
So we classify singularities into 2 types mainly. One is isolated singularity and non-isolated singularity. Isolated singularity means if the function is analytic in the neighborhood of singularity. For example, if you consider one circle neighborhood, it means it will be some open circle will be there. So this is the point where the function is not analytic means in this neighborhood everywhere it should be analytic. Then we can say that is the isolated singularity. For example, if you consider 1 by z minus 1 into z minus 2. So here singularities are z equals to 1 and z equals to 2. So neighborhood means it will consist 1.1 to 0.9 to 1.1. This will be the neighborhood of point z equals 1. So so we'll consider neighborhood means it's so small value only. Even they will not consider 1.1 also. So it will be something 1.05 like that it will be there. Okay. So in this neighborhood, the function will be analytic only at the point z equals 1 and z equals 2. The function is not analytic. So that means the function will be isolated singularity. These singularities z equals 1 and z equals 2 will be isolated singularities. So non-isolated singularity means if the function is not analytic even in the neighborhood of singular point. For example, f of z equals log z. The function where it is not defined, the logarithmic function.
1, sir.
Zero, that is defined.
X is equal to 1, sir.
No, at the point z equals 1, it is 0. It will become 0. It's defined only.
0, sir.
Yes, 0. F of 0 is undefined. So that means this function f of z equals 0 is nothing but the singular point. So even in the neighborhood of z equals 0, this will not be defined. So such type of singularity, we call that one as non-isolated singularity.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So now further we will classify isolated singularity into 3 types. First one is removable singularity. Second one is pole. Third one is essential singularity. Essential singularity. So removable singularity means, so based on the Taylor series or Lorentz series, we will divide this removable pole and essential singularity. Just I'll rub this one and I'll move on to that Lorentz series, because based on that Lorentz series, so just we can classify this one easily. So Lorentz series means every analytic function can be, which is analytic in the some closed region, so can be expressed in terms of series for mass. F of z equals an z power n plus summation bn z power minus n. So this is the series form of the any analytic function which is analytic in the some closed region, circular region. So here this an z power n is nothing but analytic part, and this bn z power minus n is nothing but principal part.
Okay, sir.
So based on this principal part, we will define the removable singularity, pole and essential singularity. Removable means if the principal part is 0, so that means it's having only analytic part, so then it will be removable singularity, no principal part. If there is no principal part, then we call that singularity as removable singularity. If the pole of order m, so that means if it consists some m powers up to z power minus m, then we can call that one as pole of order m. So if principal part present, up to m terms, If it consists in essential singularity. Okay. Out of these 3, pole of order m. So this one is very important. So because we are going to use this concept even in residue theorem also, pole of order m. So just to for the function, any function which is in the form p of z by q of z, the poles are nothing but the zeros of the denominator. The zeros of the denominator are nothing but the poles of the function p of z by q of z. For example, if you consider f of z equals z by z plus 1 whole square. What are the zeros of the denominator?
-1, sir.
Z equals to -1 is a 0. How many times it's repeated?
1 time, sir.
1 time or 2 times?
2 times, sir.
It is a pole. Z equals to -1 is a pole of order 2. Okay? It is a pole of order 2. So just to consider one more example, f of z equals 1 by z square by z plus 3 into z minus 2 whole square. What are the zeros of the denominator?
3 at a pole of order 1, sir.
Z
And,
equals minus 3 is a pole of order 1. So that is nothing but simple pole. If the order of the pole is 1 means we call that one as simple pole. And one more.
This one, 2, sir.
Z equals
pole
2.
of-
What's the order?
2, sir.
Of order like this. So just you have to find out the pole of the given function, because based on that we will define the residue. Okay, so how they will ask questions means even based on this directly based on pole also they will ask the question. So pole for the function, given function, or the singularity of the function is removable singularity, pole of order 2, like that they will ask the question. Okay, so pole is nothing but what? The denominator, the zeros of the denominator is nothing but the pole of the rational function. Clear?
Okay, sir.
So now based on this pole, just I will define the statement of the residue theorem. The residue theorem is, if the function is analytic everywhere except at points, some points, then it will be given by integral over f of z dz will be given by 2 pi I into sum of residues. So this is the residue theorem, sum of residues. Okay, so this is the residue theorem. So now we should know how to find out the residue. At the point, so if z equals to a is a simple pole, then residue at the point z equals to a, r of a is given by 1 by so I will take, so z equals to a is a pole of order n. Is a pole of order n. In general I will define. So later we can take for m equals 1, 2, 3 like that. So r of a will be given by 1 by m minus 1 factorial, limit as z tends to a, limit as z tends to a, z minus a d power m minus 1 by dz power m minus 1 into z minus a whole power m into f of z. So this will become the residue formula. Okay, if z equals to a is a pole of order m, it may be 1, 2, 3, anything m value. So then residue at the point a, so that is nothing but pole of order m is given by 1 by m minus 1 factorial into limit as z tends to a d power m minus 1 dz power m minus 1 into z minus a whole power m into f of z.
Okay, sir. Here m is that order, sir.
M is nothing but order of the pole.
Okay, sir.
Okay. For example, simple example I take one simple one. Just function is f of z equals z square by z minus 1 whole square. What's the pole?
1, sir.
What's the order?
Simple, sir. Simple order.
Whole square is there.
2 order 2, sir.
2 order. Okay. So then residue at the point z equals 1. R of 1 is 1 by value of m is 1. 1 by 1 factorial. M minus 1 factorial is 1 factorial. Right. Limit as z tends to 1. D over m minus 1. That means it will become d by dz. Right. Into z minus 1 whole square you have to multiply for the function z square by z minus 1 whole square. So this one will get cancelled. Remaining thing you have to differentiate, which will be limit as z tends to 1. The derivative of z square is 2z. If z tends to 1, it will become 2.
Okay, sir.
So this is the residue at the pole z equals 1 of order 2, that is 2. So like this there will be for example z minus 1 whole square into z minus 2 whole square. Like this function is there means. So this is the one of the residue z equals 1 and one more residue is z equals 2.
Okay, sir.
At both the points At both the points, these are the two poles. At both the points, you have to find out the residue.
Okay, sir.
So then you have to, for finding the integral value of this one, integral over f of z dz. So just you have to take 2 pi I into
2 pi I.
find out the residues, the sum of the residues. So 2 pi I into sum of the residues. The main use of this one is we can evaluate what is that, improper integrals. So which are difficult to evaluate by using any noun method. So then you can go through this residue
Sir,
theorem.
the residue of that first one, sir, it will be 4 pi I, sir.
Which one?
We got 2, no, sir.
Yeah, 2 into 2 pi I, it will become 4 pi I.
Okay, sir.
Integral value will become 4 pi I. Residue is 2 only. Okay. So I'll continue in next week. Actually, it's
Okay,
the
sir.
worst experience today. So network issue
It's
also
okay, sir.
there, and even they have upgraded Zoom. So that's why it was not giving what is that option only, whiteboard option. I'll continue next week. Thank
Okay, sir.
you.
Thanks.